Welcome back to a new video. In this video, guys, we're going to be solving a new Windows box from Cyberseclabs. The box name is Cold, and in this box, we will encounter Cold Diffusion, Adobe Cold Diffusion web application. Basically, Adobe Cold Diffusion is the kind of application application development platform for developing, applications on HTML connected into database. So we're going to be able to find vulnerability in that platform. Exploiting that application will lead us to end up in a Windows box, a Windows limited shell, and from that we're going to be able to escalate privileges by enumerating services and finding out that we have a service that allows the overwrite of its associated app. So we're going to be able to overwrite that app with our own shell to trigger or to receive root shell back from that machine. So how I started, so let's go up here on the left, on the lower left, this is the Nmap scan results. And as we examine the results, we see we have HTTP on port 80, and we have as well 139, 135, we have kind of SMB server. And as you can see, guys, it's the same E445. And it's as you can see, the operating system is Microsoft Windows Server 2008. If we go down, we have a remote desktop on port 3389. We have another web server running on port 5500, Jetty, another web server running on port 8500, and that's it. That's the Nmap scan results. Now, let me show you guys here the web browser. So if you navigate to the main page of the web server, you will see the default page of XAMPP server. There is nothing here to look for. So we go to 5500, and from here we can find that the web server running on Jetty kind of doesn't work. So I tried to find an exploit for Jetty. So I went back, and here my Metasploit, I searched for the exploit Jetty. I typed searchploit type exploit name Jetty. I haven't found anything. So I decided to proceed with the other port, which is 8500, and it gives me some kind of error. So it might seem that we have something running on this port, right? So we go back and we use GoBuster on the right side, upper right. So we can see here I launched GoBuster directory, and -u the URL is the IP with the port, and I used Cold Diffusion as the word list. Why? So if you go on, so if you click on view page source, and if you go down, I'm not sure where I found that it was a Cold Diffusion. So the page source doesn't have anything. I remember that if we navigate again to the same web server page here, and if we go down, click the view page source, and from here it was something that gives a hint about Cold Fusion. So if we type here something like over here, so we type PHP info.php. So if we go down, from here we see all of the apps running on the web server. So we have the XAMPP, and if we go a bit down, so this is the PHP info. And here there is something about Cold Fusion, as you can see in the HTTP cookie. We can go a bit down to see more about that. So the PHP variables, it's the same. We have something about Cold Fusion. Or if we search cold, yeah, okay. So basically from this PHP info, guys, we have concluded that we have a Cold Fusion running on this machine, right? And apparently this is the last instance we could think of when we are trying to find out which port is running the Cold Fusion instance. So this is the port running the Cold Fusion instance. And if we go back to my terminal, I use here the Cold Fusion word list. And when we scanned, we found out that we have multiple directories working. So the one directory that got our attention is this one, CFIDE and CFID administrator, since we have different response code, right? 302, the others are 200. So if we go back and type, or let's copy that. And we have administrator. And this is the main login page of the Adobe Cold Fusion. And the default credentials, guys, all the time, if you are talking about vulnerable box, we are talking about default credentials, right? So admin and login. As you can see here, we have logged into the admin box. Now, this doesn't stop here. If we minimize the window and we go back to the terminal, okay. So what we can do here, guys, given that we know the version 2008 of Adobe Cold Fusion, our next step is to find an appropriate exploit, right? So basically here, what we can do, let me collapse this terminal. And this one. Okay. Now from here, we can launch a new one vertically. And with that, some zoom in. Okay. So from here, we can type sudo search exploit Cold Fusion. Search. All right, so we go up. And as you can see, I have multiple exploits for Cold Fusion, but the one that is going to work, it is Adobe Cold Fusion 2018 arbitrary file upload. So we grab the URL, copy the link, and examine the exploit in our browser. As you can see here, arbitrary file upload. So if you can get a reverse shell by using this exploit, we can get, shell back to our machines. As you can see, this is the proof of concept. And as it is telling us, we need to manipulate or intercept the post request between our browser and the Adobe Cold Fusion and change it with the shell code over here. So what we can do here, guys, we can grab that, all of it, from here, which actually I actually did. Okay, it restarted the machine. Okay, so let me copy that and launch a new text editor, paste. Okay, so here we need to type some shellcode, right? But what type of shellcode? Basically, Adobe Cold Fusion, guys, we can execute JavaScript payloads. So we can go back and collapse this terminal, launch a new one, zoom in. Okay, so sudo msf venom. The payload will be Java GSP reverse shell reverse TCP, and lhost will be my IP. So here, ifconfig. The IP is the IP on the interface tune 0, which is 10 and 024. On port, it's gonna be 4515 -f row for row format, and the file output will be something like sh.esp. So let's examine the shell. Cat sh.esp. Let's copy all of that. Copy selection. So we paste the shellcode here, paste, and we're good to go. So all we have to do now, and here we need to change the name. So we put sh file name, and down there, yep. Okay. So we go back and we launch our proxy, configure our proxy to work with Purpose Suite settings. Okay. Launch Purpose Suite. All right. Proxy intercept is on. Let's go back. Everything is configured and set up correctly. Now we have to do, guys, we have to refresh the page to catch the request. So we go back, Purpose Suite. Come on, don't launch a new instance. Just my mistake. Leave, close, cancel. Okay, so we go to proxy. As you can see, this is the request intercepted by Purpose Suite. Now all we have to do, guys, is to highlight that. Don't forget that the exploit works with post request. So this is get request, it's not gonna work. That's why I'm gonna delete it. And I'm gonna take that, copy and paste. So here we change the port and IP. The IP was something like, what was the IP address? Delete. The IP was 172.31.1.15. Here, 8500. All right, let's upload our shell. Forward. Let's go to our browser. Okay. Seems kind of weird, I know. I don't like it. Let's go back to the exploit and see what we can do next. So we need to navigate to that path. Let's navigate. What was this? Okay. So we start from here, and here the file name is sh. So it has not been uploaded for some reason. Let's go back. sh. Let me type shell, and let's do another intercept. Okay, copy all of that. Oh, let's configure the stuff from here. Let's take that. Host. Of course, we remove the HTTP protocol, and we keep that as it is. Copy. Okay. Forward. Now we go to the uploaded file, and let's establish a listener on our machine. So here, nc sudo nc lvp 4545. And now we go to the path. Here it's going to be shell. Still no luck with the upload process. I'm not sure what we did wrong. Let's go back. Go back to the exploit, shell file, shell file. Shall we keep the same? This is the same? I don't know, guys. Okay, shell file, shell file. Let's do that again. We navigate. Okay. Still no luck. Okay, let's go back. All right. And the request here, so we think it's the same. Let's cache the request from here, from this page. Forward. Okay, so let me see maybe something that's in the exploit or something. So if we type Adobe Cold Fusion 2018 exploit GitHub. Okay, let me take that, do this, and here we just take the IP port, replace it, and now all we have to do here to fill the exploit blank. Let's go back. So here, take this nano shsp. Okay. Let's copy the exploit or the payload. And here we paste that. Grab this, copy it. Browser intercept is on. And we click forward. Right? Okay. Forward. Okay. Now let's go to the exploit path and try to execute. Actually, guys, I'm showing you now the manual exploitation, right? For some reason, the manual exploitation did not work. I was able to browse. Let me show you guys. I was able to browse the exploit path, but the exploit was not executed. So let's see here. So we take that, go. As you can see in my listener, I haven't received any connection back, although I was able to upload the shell and navigate to the content of it. So as you can see, I was able to navigate to the shell, but with no execution. I tried to manipulate or change the file name. I tried to put ESP, but it seems like the manual exploitation of this vulnerability doesn't work on this machine for some reason. I couldn't find out. That is why we resorted to Metasploit. So Metasploit on the, so let's do that. So Metasploit on the bottom here, we type search, type exploit, name, called Fusion. Okay, so this is the same exploit, guys. Exploit multi-handler, multi-HTTP called Fusion file upload. It's the same exact exploit, but with the Metasploit it worked, but with the manual exploitation, as you can see, we were able only to navigate to the file. The file has been uploaded, but no execution for some reason. So use show options. Let me stop the listener here and collapse the terminal. So set lhost. Actually, no pointer. It's 10, 10, 0, and 4. Set L port 4545. Set our hosts. The IP. Grab it. Exploit. And of course, okay, exploit. So as you can see, guys, it's the same path we have taken when we uploaded our file, but it seems that with GSP, the extension, it works with the extension. Without the extension, it only navigates to the file. I tried putting the extension, but this was the same. Okay, this is right now we have command shell open. Now the next step is to do privilege escalation. And that is how I wanted to show you guys the manual exploitation of such apps, because sometimes you don't have Metasploit. You need to be able to know the methodology of exploiting the vulnerabilities on applications manually without any tool. And that is how what you encounter during your OSCP exam. Let's go back. And over here we type who am I slash rev. So these are the current stuff we can do as cold fusion. And one of them is set impersonate privilege. Now, for this machine, guys, what I wanted to do, I wanted to show you how we can escalate our privilege on Windows box, starting from enumerating the services and finding a vulnerable service on Windows, right? We haven't done that before. That is why I'm gonna stop the video here. That's the first part, and the next part will be escalating our privilege on the Windows box.